they think it's like hyper exciting. I don't know. I just think it's frustrating. Okay, but the big tech here in the Rotpriest shell is Dreadhorde Arcanist. I think it's pretty interesting to play Arcanist in the Ground Rift shell, where one, you just get to go like, you know, cast Ground Rift, attack with Arcanist, Ground Rift again, get a million copies of this to kill your opponent with Rotpriest. But it's also a card that plays really well with Abundant Harvest, where you get to flashback a powerful cantrip, or flashback Traverse the Ulvenwald to find your Rotpriest to combo off, or find Dragon Rage's Channeler just to outvalue your opponent. And in combination with Grapeshot, I think with Arcanist, Grapeshot gets a lot better, where you're going to be able to go like Mutagenic Growth your Arcanist, play a spell, Grapeshot for 3, attack Grapeshot for 4. So you get to play more copies of Grapeshot, which also are like extra ways to trigger your Rotpriest, which is kind of the tech. And this build is like definitely a bit more creature focused and a little less in on like the possible like storm combo plan that we had when we were playing like the green-red spell cost 1 less card. So I've had this one like ready to go for a while. Chew with the 2 months, thank you. Tony Kazoni with the 26. Rotpriest is unplayable. Spike. Rotpriest is unplayable in the Infect deck. In Infect, it's unplayable. And with I've played plenty of Rotpriest too, but like in this shell with Ground Rift, it is actually to me an interesting card. Keep this. Play Jun second RCQ, needed to win. Unless you got bodied by Greasefang, then Greenback Angels. Yeah, rough. One of the 26. You think the Mana Dork from Lord of the Rings will see modern play? Which Mana Dork? If it just got spoiled, like I had to turn off the stream. It's just like not super watchable with how fast the cards go away, especially when like I need to read them out loud to everybody, and it's just, I don't know. I just how hard is it to like leave the card on the screen and just like have someone read and talk about it, like, you know, or like have it be half the screen, you have somebody's, you know, pretty face, you know, talking about it. It's just, it can't be that hard. We drew Ground Rift, so I guess let's hold this Bauble so we can maybe get a turn 2 kill. We need another Ground Rift, but it can be a lot of poison. Yeah, if we draw another Ground Rift, or like, yeah, I don't think double Mutagenic Growth does it. Spellskite activation doesn't double Rotpriest triggers. Like if you target Rotpriest, then change the Spellskite, you get 2 Rotpriest triggers. You do, yeah, that's part of the reason why you're playing it. I guess I should just play Dreadhorde Arcanist. Just play Dreadhorde Arcanist and win next turn, and hold these for storm count. That makes sense. Yeah, if we can get like links to new cards, I can talk about them. Alright. Galmog, enters battlefield of mass. Orcs 1, so you get an army of orcs. Creature tokens have death touch. Yeah, just a bunch of commons. Whenever you create or sacrifice, one uncommon. Create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses 1 life, 4 mana, ETB. Each opponent sacrifices a creature, created food for each creature sacked this way, so not a lot. I don't know. Orcispore Masters, 4 mana. Fun EDH card. So 1/1 Ballista. But they tapped in a way that they can't Zabaz their counter onto Ballista to kill my Rotpriest, which is maybe going to be a saving grace here. Let's see what we draw. Pretty good draw. Not that I think it really changes anything. Let me look at my top card. See what we're drawing off the Manamorphose. We have perfect info. Just a Wooded Foothills, so shouldn't matter too much. Although I guess I can play my second Dreadhorde Arcanist just for 1 extra storm count. And I do not need to Mutagenic Growth first. Yeah. So turn 3 win. Cool. Attack with the Arcanist, flashback, 6 more poison counters. Very excited to finally get to play this deck. Alright, let's bring in the natural states and the Ancient Grudges. I think we're going to get all the Spellskites out of here. We could play with 1 as a Traverse target, maybe. Spellskite is actually good against Modular. No, yeah, Spellskite's good against Modular. We want to keep those in. We would do something like cut, second Underworld Breach, 4th Traverse, and the Mutagenic Growths. Growth is kind of important, though, so you can flash back Grapeshot with Arcanist. Maybe we do something like 2, turn 1. 4th Spellskite's probably okay. Goodness. Flashing back natural state with Dreadhorde Arcanist is good against the the Affinity and Hammer Scales decks. Yeah, you just missed the Omen Hawker stream. The Lighted Halfling at 1 mana of any color. This mana only casts a legendary spell, and that spell can't be countered. Yeah, I don't think that card's amazing, but obviously you could fit it in some shells. So we have double Bauble to help us not get super flooded with this 3-lander. Try it. Okay, so we already talked. I mean, we just read Aragon and Boromir. Aragon seems like not, just like having a 4-mana creature with no ETB that you have to untap with is not going to be amazing. It reminds me a lot of Kenrith, the Return King, which is maybe intentional since Aragon is also the King of Lord of the Rings. Okay, definitely want this natural state. Let's go ahead and I think save this Bauble to like scry next turn, and then upkeep natural state the Saga. And so like you could maybe play this in a fire shell, but I think it's probably with this not being Pioneer legal, not likely to make the cut. Boromir is interesting. Boromir, let me just make sure I phrase this well. But we were talking about it as a possible like good option for humans to play to help against Cascade, and I think that you may see this as like a 2 or 3 of in humans, maybe not over Ranger Captain, although maybe yes over Ranger Captain. So this is 3 mana 3/3 Vigilance. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. So unlike Lavinia, which doesn't counter like Fury and Solitude Evoke, this does counter Fury and Solitude Evoke, which is a really big deal. And then you also have like the ability to sacrifice itself to protect your team from Hardcast Fury, from sweeper effects, and also you get to grab the ring too, which is not super relevant, but like a little bit of upside on a card that I think like needed like that little bit of extra upside. So yeah, this was definitely a card that I thought would be a good addition to humans. What's kind of interesting is like now it's 2 years later, lots of other good humans have come out, and this probably does still fit in the shell, but it's going to be interesting building the deck. You just have like now more and more and more options. In fact, you have like a lot of humans like just here. Gimli is indestructible as long as 2 or more other creatures died under your control this turn. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a counter on Gimli. This ability is also the 3rd time this turn. Gimli fights up to 1 creature you control. A very sweet card. Very sweet card. Hold on, let me think here. I won't be able to... Yeah, let's just go... Arcanist, kill the Ozolith. Surveil. And then we can value Grapeshot here. Oh no, I needed to target the... It's fine actually. Graveyard that is really nice. Could also have kept it on top, but I think it's fine to graveyard for value. So I guess now I need to go... These are already on the stack, so same targets, this target here. So I missed a possible 1 point of damage. And we'll think about upkeep, flashing back the Grapeshots to stop on the upkeep here. Sandwich, Tim Muncie, thank you. Legolas, whenever you cast a spell that targets Legolas, put a +1 counter, so heroic basically. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you don't control, Legolas deals damage equal to its power up to 1 target creature. And it's a 1/4 reach elf. Oh, well, this super duper punishes me for graveyarding the Ancient Grudge, holy shit. Although, immediately bailed out. We've got a lot of sideboard cards, though. Alright, so graveyard this, and then let's just go ahead and flash back the natural state. And I think the Dreadhorde Arcanist, what's very cool about it in this list is it just gives you the utility to play... I do have the Ground Rift in my hand. I can go... Yeah, we'll keep this. It gives you the utility to play like a more interactive game plan, more fair game plan, alongside the Rotpriest shell, if that makes sense. Probably does. What is Ring Tim 2? It's kind of like Venture into the Dungeon. It's a very convoluted mechanic with like lots of text that applies over time. Okay, Eowyn, Fearless Knight, 3/4 haste, ETB, exile target creature an opponent controls with greater power. legendary creatures you control gain protection from each of that creature's colors until end of turn. So it's like Flame Tongue Kavu with haste. Doesn't, very notably, this is like a white ETB effect that exiles, doesn't gain your opponent life, and it doesn't like come back after you exile it. It just exiles, but it does have to have greater power, obviously. So another option for humans. Potentially finds a little bit of a home outside of that, but probably not much of one. Okay, so let's take the draw. Flashback, Ancient Grudge on Ballista. What on Nature's Claim? Life gain shouldn't be a downside in the deck. Well, you don't always. We have a beatdown draw here. Like I think that you have enough of, like, you mostly want it for Hammer and Scales. Although maybe you want. I don't think they're gonna bring in Leyline of the Void against you. But life gain is a downside. Like you are gonna win a good amount of games via damage. Okay, so we get 7 counters, right? Definitely keep that. Nice to like guarantee draw 2 spells next turn. Heartless Summoning Eowyn. That's a cool interaction because it has less power and it costs only 2 mana. I like that interaction. Yeah, it feels good to be just like value Dreadhorde Arcanisting. Been a while. One's got no cards. They're probably dead next turn, or likely dead next turn. Redraw your second card each turn. Make a 1/1 white soldier token. Human soldier token though. Human's definitely relevant. And then Eomer, 4/4 haste. Whenever one or more attacking creatures you control die, untap all creatures you control. After attacking legendary creatures. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Potentially interesting in Winota. Like with Eomer, Winota, Hazoret, Dejuru, and Hazoret, you have a lot of legends, like legendary attacking creatures. Oh, you have like Rag. Should zoom in a little bit. We already saw Legolas. We already saw Aragorn. I think it's Gorn, but I think I grew up saying Gon. Okay, this is an interesting hand. This is like, we need this Arcanist to live, but we are dealing a lot of damage on turn 3 if Arcanist does live. Okay. And value Grapeshot against the Ignoble Hierarch is pretty exciting. I feel like so far we've done a pretty good job showing off why I'm interested in this shell. We might have lethal next turn. We'll double check. Okay, so Witch King of Agmar, 5 mana, 5/3. Whenever one or more creatures deal combat damage to you, each opponent sacrifices a creature that dealt combat damage to you this turn. Ring tempts you. Discard a card, gains indestructible, tap it. Not a mark card. Keeper. Okay, so we can wipe their board this turn. Gonna have to do some math here. Take a break from those spoilers. Okay, so I drew a land, so I can go harvest for spell now. So harvest for non-land. Bauble, very nice to up the storm count. Okay, so we can potentially go growth. This does have trample, so we'll factor that in. But growth, 5. We can have 11 Grapeshot. Grapeshot cards. Let's go and see what our next draw is. Ground Rift. Okay, not super relevant. So if I just use 1 Mutagenic Growth and then go Grapeshot, that's going to be 9 counters. So I can go 1, 2, 3. That's probably fine. And then that's probably fine. Yeah, let's do that. They announced MH3 on Arena, but not Magic Online. I mean, Wizards, like, they don't think about Magic Online that much, I think. I wouldn't read too much into it. Alright. Barad-dûr. The black land in this cycle. Amass X Orcs. Activate only if a creature dies this turn and is untapped if you control a legendary creature. For XX black. Rising of the Day, creatures have haste, legendary creatures get +1/+0. Okay, my opponent's courting for 1 in response to this. For another copy of Young Wolf. So now the storm count is up by 1. So when I flash back this Grapeshot, I get 6 copies. 2 here, 2 here, 1 here, 1 at my opponent. Did a Wizard's pawn off Moto to a third-party dev? Yeah. Well, so these 2 targets are here, right? Okay, wait, 1. So this is targeting here. This is targeting here. Now we go target there. Or do I have to click same targets? I think I have to click same targets. All right, so here. Make sure I'm not fucking this up. So I see 2 things targeting there, so I should be able to point 1 here. Okay. Pretty good against Yawgmoth. Pretty good against Yawgmoth. And we draw Abundant Harvest, the Abundant Harvest is in the yard. We can flash back Abundant Harvest next turn for a spell. Opponent is racing, which is interesting. Guess we're not that good at playing defense. Although, do I just have lethal here? I get to go Harvest, Rotpriest, Mutagenic Growth, Ground Rift. I think I put them to 9 poison. But let's go ahead and put them to 9 poison, shall we? Oh, I forgot about this Mutagenic Growth trigger. I think that's actually Xaxes. You have Delirium? Yeah, I got it. Wow, out of nowhere. Man, I kind of wish I was just focusing on this and not spending so much time on the Lord of the Rings stuff right now. Because this is really sick. At the very least, I think, showing off just how sick Arcanist is here. Perfect top deck, though. Just like turn 3, wipe your board, turn 4, kill you. It's kind of crazy. Not going to be sideboarding very much, I think, in this matchup. We could play, like, 1 Tamiyo Safekeeping, be fine. We have the Spellskites as protection anyways. Yeah, let's just run it back. Could play the 3rd Breach. This is mostly for, like, Rakdos and Murktide. Mountain Cycler. Saw Emer already. Saw that one. Okay, maybe we see most of these. We didn't see just... Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on like the draft commons and uncommons right now. Or ever. ETB, whenever an opponent draws a card first draw time. Whenever an opponent draws a card, except the first they draw their draw step, deals 1 damage to any target, then amass 1 orc with 2 mana flash creature. Okay, that was actually all of that patch. Okay. Keep? Yeah, keep, I guess. People will go 4 and see the last match after confirming the win, the matchup, the high detect, or is that a meme? I've done it like a couple days before Pro Tour. But not it's something you only do like if you really fucking broke it and you really don't want the tech getting out there because you have a big tournament coming up. I don't think there's really ever a good reason to do it outside of that. I did it to hide the Elder Deep Fiend tech and Aetherworks Marvel, which I always thought was really good because it gave you more good hits off Marvel. It was good to emerge off of Whirler Virtuoso and the 3/2 make 2 energy guy, and then also like it triggered Kozilek's Return, which was something that was hard to do in the deck and important for the zombie matchup, which was popular. I think the tech was honestly really good. It made the mirror better, and it made just made everything better. All right, let's go Manamorphose. Green-red. Bauble. I want a Mutagenic Growth first. What I'm going to do is go Grapeshot, Blood Artist, Grapeshot, Young Wolf, Grapeshot, Rotpriest. Just get 1 poison there. And then they're going to... Oh, I should have stacked the triggers. Sorry. So I took 1 extra damage here. But they, I think, are going to want to try to block the Rotpriest, and that can Mutagenic Growth. while it's zoomed in. Yeah, we haven't seen the Pippin yet. Vigilance Ward 1, Halfling Soldier. Another target creature showcase protection from the card type of your choice to end of turn. Yeah, I'm happy to see this, like, mostly the same, I believe. And looks good. Looks interesting. I'm not sure exactly, like, where you fit this. Obviously, like, a creature like this that isn't, like, super relevant card type is kind of weird. Or creature type is kind of weird. Could maybe fit this card into Hammer. But not with a million copies. And then Mary has first strike as long as it's equipped. Whenever you attack with Mary and another legendary creature, draw a card. Curves Ragavan into this, curves really well into each other. There's also like a lot of like legendary creature support that we've seen so far. Could potentially be a deck. Alright, let's start off by attacking for 1. Really good if they just flash an endurance here. I think we win if they do. It ups my storm count. I feel like it's worse than Giver of Runes. Hammer has a lot of 2-drops already. It might be worse than... I mean, honestly, so like a protection card like this that has Vigilance is really interesting. You can attack and then protect in combat. A protection creature that has Ward... Like, Ward 1 is just so huge, but... Yeah, it's an option. It's definitely not some kind of mandatory include. Alright, I'm gonna go... Manamorphose, green-red. Harvest non-land. And that should be lethal here. Yeah, easy lethal, actually. Deck is looking good. Deck is definitely looking good. We've also played against 2 non-interactive matchups, which this is maybe like the kind of matchup that you really excel in. But deck is Vigilance is really big on it. Yeah, actually, I think a card that fits well with Winota. This hand is close enough to keep on the draw. We're missing some pieces. We don't have Delirium for the Traverse, but I think on the draw we can keep, and we've got a Grapeshot maybe to kill like a Ragavan. Although we are on the draw. Although we did draw a Rotpriest, so I think I'm okay casting it and blocking the Ragavan. It's kind of weird, but putting a creature in the graveyard for Traverse feels pretty relevant. Also want to use my mana at kind of a basic level, I guess. Give you a poison counter. I'm gonna hold the. I'm gonna fetch now, so that if my opponent plays Blood Moon, I have another card type in the graveyard. I think that's pretty relevant. Should be able fine getting another forest. And then we now have the sorcery. So next turn we can go Manamorphose, Traverse for Rotpriest, Manamorphose again. If we draw another Ground Rift, I think we have lethal, but a little short. Could maybe Traverse for Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay, well, this really punishes me for not using my Manamorphose already, unfortunately. I did draw the second Ground Rift, which is kind of frustrating. I think we just have to go ahead and start casting. Man. Feels bad. Feels really bad to... I mean, maybe they have more removable, but if we had played around this by cycling a Manamorphose last turn, we could have won this turn. Shout out to Bloodtide Harvester. If only my opponents were playing that card. They discard 2 lands too, so they did not have a removal spell. So weirdly enough, I think we would have won had we just used a Manamorphose last turn. Arcanist is honestly not a great draw. I'm gonna go ahead and cycle Traverse for the. Oh no! Sorry, I thought I had 2 forests in a mountain. That's on me. I thought I had 2 forests in a mountain. Yeah, we saw this on the stream like for 2 seconds and then they put it away. Same way as Morocco. I mean, the new Rocco is not like playable at all, but the new Sam is good. I think the new Sam is maybe the most promising card so far. 6 mana ward, sacrifice a legendary artifact or legendary creature. So basically hexproof or close enough to hexproof. When an opponent casts a spell, amass Orc 1. Whenever an army you control deals combat damage to a player, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 4 cards. The card seems very powerful. It is 6 mana. It is 6 mana. I think this is a very cool ward sacrifice a legendary artifact or creature. It was not like that when I saw it. I like that line of text a lot, though. I think it's a very cool line. Yeah, showcase art is very, very sweet. The art, the flavor, this is honestly like a home run for me. Animated target. Well, so one issue is like in modern when you're reanimating legendary creatures, it has to be it's going to be with Gorios, and this is like not that good to Gorios back. The card is very powerful though. The card is absolutely very powerful. It's like effectively hexproof, and then just like and it has a big body and absolutely takes over the game very quickly. What are they casting? Are they casting Manamorphose? Traverse? No, they don't have Delirium. Not pushed OP compared to stuff they do lately. Very interesting. Maybe. Oh, they're doing my Jegantha has betrayed me. I don't know. Like to be honest, like I don't really feel like Wizards has been playing it relatively safe with set design for like 2 years now. It's like since Modern Horizons, it's hard to really point to too many cards and just be like they're going crazy. Like even Fable of the like the cards you're pointing to are like Fable of the Mirror Breaker and like I don't know, like some other cards, sure, but like in 2 years, they've been playing it pretty safe. Wait, let's bring in Third Breach, some number of Safekeepings. It may be the full playset. Really want Safekeepings a lot more for like Solitude Leyline Binding decks, to be honest. I think we're gonna go down on Grapeshots. Down to Traverse. We'll play like 2. Like these are more so like you have the Mutagenic Growth for like Fury and well, Fury protects Fury on Arcanist, but not on Rotpriest, but protects from Bolt. Eldraine already 2 years old. Eldraine is like 3 years old. 4 years old? Yeah, Throne of Eldraine is 4 years old, right? Yeah. Because like I started streaming like Modern Horizons 1, which I've been streaming for over 4 years, and I think Throne of Eldraine came out before that. Maybe I'm getting my timeline. Maybe Throne of Eldraine came out after Image 1. I can't really remember. Okay, Nazgul. So same card, 9 different arts. 3 mana, 1/2 Death Touch. ETB ring sims you. Whenever ring sims you, put a counter on each Wraith you control. A deck can have up to 9 cards named Wraith. Very cool. October 2019, so not quite 4 years. I think I've got my timeline a little wobbly, but yeah, it's like they just like have not been making mistakes like they used to. I genuinely and seriously believe like that Wizards does not get enough credit for like how good card design has been in the last 2 years. I'm honestly like, you know, even if you don't like Modern Horizons 2, I'm a big Modern Horizons 2 fan, but even if you don't like Image 2, like the last 2 years I think have been awesome. At least as far as like, I don't know about Commander cards, but like standard Modern Legacy Pioneer cards have been awesome. They just have not been printing Uros, Okos, Mystic Sanctuaries, Astrolabes, Hogaaks. There just haven't been any. And you know, this is after like there used to be one like almost every set. There was one of these things. I definitely want to keep the Ground Rift. I think let's set up by playing a Spellskite here. Are we counting the pretty bad one draft format? I'm talking about things in constructed. I know that a bad limited format I think is really excusable. I'm just talking about constructed. But this is another thing too, is like Magic set design will never be perfect. It is you can't have perfect sets, but I think lately especially things are like as good as they get. Like it's hard to really expect things to be much better than they are now. You know what I mean? It's never going to be perfect. Tibalt Cascade. Yeah, Tibalt Cascade is pre-Image 2. Pre-Image 2, over 2 years ago. Or unless you're just adding to the list of like types of cards that are busted, then there still are. There's still a powerful comparison. Iteration Fable. Iteration's also pre-Image 2. But they're not. Like, you cannot put, in my opinion, Iteration and Fable in the same category of cards that we're talking about. They are just... It is just a different category completely in my mind. Does not feel great. Voidwalker's been wrecking us a bit more than I expected to. I was supposed to leave the Arcanist back, actually. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that they would use a bolt in combat. In a world of Oko Uro, no. In a world they left behind, they are. In the world they left behind, they are. I'm confused by that comment. We're talking about this with design. I thought we were talking about design mistakes Wizards has made, and in my opinion, like Fable and Expressive Iteration are probably design mistakes. They are not close to being in the same tier of like Field of the Dead, Uro Oko, Mystic Sanctuary, Hogak, just like and like it's also like that era. Like there were so many cards in that era that like kind of meet this qualification of like this sort of power level. Is just so different. Once Upon a Time also, yeah. And, like all these cards came out at the same time too. Companions of course. Like there's so many cards in this era, like Cascade Valkyrie too. Like I can't even like get them all out in like one sentence very easily. You know what I mean? Like there's like 2019, 2021 card design was so bad. Like maybe more 2019, 2020, but it was just a nightmare. And like people sometimes still act like it is, but it's not. It is not the same thing. I've never played Field of the Dead. This arena is broken. It was very, very broken. And like you just like cannot, I think, in good faith, lump Fable of the Mirror Breaker and Expressive Iteration into like those kind of cards. They're just not the same. Opponent's at 3 poison right now. That might do it. Let's see if we get a poison in here. Yeah, like small design mistakes, like these like kind of cards are a little bit too efficient. Like in my mind, this is just very acceptable kind of mistakes to make. Okay, so my storm count is 1. I have 4 poison. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can get them down to 4 poison. It's not enough. Groundwolf would have guaranteed that poison. Well, at the cost of 1 less poison, because I'm not targeting my own creature. Field, Once Upon a Time, Mystic Sanctuary, level of broken. They're like 2 tiers below. They're just like Fable of the Mirror Breaker in the context of Modern is like just like a pretty balanced card. It's not even like it's not even like an impressive card at all, in my opinion. In the context of Pioneer Standard, it's like more of a design mistake. But like Once Upon a Time, this is like banned in Legacy, Modern, Pioneer. What are we talking about? It's Mystic Sanctuary. I don't know. I just can't disagree more. We can agree to disagree, but I just can't disagree more. Why is Mystic Sanctuary on the same level of Field and Hogak? So like genuine question. Those who didn't do, are you just don't know, or did you like not play during that era? Like I think Hogak is probably a higher tier. Like I think you could do like Hogak, Luris, Uro in like the top tier, something like that. Maybe a couple other cards, and then you have like Mystic Sanctuary, and Once Upon a Time is probably in that highest tier. But then you have like some other cards, Mystic Sanctuary, Arkham's Astrolabe, Field of the Dead in the second tier. Fable Iteration are like several levels below that, and also like. Iteration's also pre-MH2, like we're even talking about post-MH2 era. We're not even, like, it's even not the era I'm talking about. But like, what's crazy is like literally what other card are we even pointing to as like big design mistake in the last 2 years? It's like almost just Fable that we can even point to. But Mystic Sanctuary turned every single fetch land into a top deck Cryptic Commander counterspell. Or Archmage's Charm, it was crazy. Initiative? Yeah, sure, initiative. I mean, I am also, I guess I'm qualifying a lot, but, I'm definitely thinking of, like, standard legacy, modern power level or cards, which I guess initiative, yeah, definitely wrecked legacy. Yeah, initiative is definitely a huge mistake. Or, like, White Plymouth, like, how efficient they were was a big mistake in the context of 60-card formats. Yeah, Saruman is very cool. We talked about it a little bit. Escapes the Wilds problematic in standard. Escapes the Wilds was Throne of Eldraine 4 years ago. It's just not. This is. I mean, that era, that 2019-2020 era, was so oppressive and like such a nightmare. Like just truly like so much was just. I'm gonna get Kestis so I can get Delirium. It was just so bad, but like. I know it's like doesn't feel like a Throne of Eldraine was almost 4 years ago, but I'm talking like specifically like past MH2. I liked MH2 a lot. It's okay if you didn't like MH2, but like MH2 onward, for me, is very big, distinct change in set design. Jite and Skull Clamp way too broken. Yeah, got pretty flooded this game. We're 15 lane deck, right? 15 lane deck, draw all 6 lands, tough stuff. Only on this stream. I think this is a good matchup for the Safekeepings because they're a binding deck. We're gonna go down on Traverse, down on 1 Grapeshot, maybe 1 Breach too. Which is okay, I'll keep 2 Breaches. Spellskite's kind of like lowering the curve a little bit though, kind of Spellskite. Yeah, I mean it was kind of fun to play in that era because like stuff was broken all the time, but it was just very different. And like the main point I'm trying to drive home too is like it is hard to like keep printing new Magic cards and keep things interesting and do that in a way that isn't broken. And so in 2019-2020 we had a design philosophy of like explicit power creep was how they were wanting to keep Magic interesting. Explicit power creep, you know, fire design, blah 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 blah. Now they've realized that was not a good plan, especially for the long-term growth. So we've, I think, shifted into the era of complexity creep. Cards have a lot more words on them. They do a lot more, but they're not just like super power creeped either. They're more complex, and in that way, Wizards has been able to like expand design space while not destroying the game. But you know, obviously, like complexity creep has some issues as well. Life does matter. I think you're not the first person to say life doesn't matter. You don't win all your games with poison in this build, so and you mostly just want them for you mostly want these cards for the like scales, affinity, hammer time. You know, in your Grapeshot deck, the life does matter. Yeah, I honestly think and what I'm trying to say is like Wizards deserves I think a lot of credit for how good design's been in like Modern specifically for 2 years. They've really like, you know, I've been in this game for a while. They've really gained a lot of my confidence as far as like game design goes. They make a lot of other mistakes, but as far as game design goes, they're doing a good job. Alright, so now they have a bolt. So if I go Arcanist, they bolt, I Mutagenic Growth, and I kind of have to block and trade. Although now, this I think. They also made a new card type. Yeah, battles, I think. I really like battles. I'm excited to see more. They get a poison. They're not casting the lightning bolts. I don't have a spoiler card, which sucks. This is a little sus. Maybe I telegraphed the play, but it, like I don't know. I guess I don't know. It's not that sus because if they do just have 2 things, they should have just played the other lane pre-combat, right? I guess maybe I just made a mistake, right? Worked on Naya plus Nissa? Not yet. We talked about it a little bit last week. But I don't think there's a great reason to be Naya over 4-color, but maybe one day. Yeah, so like the thing is like Obosh would be the reason, but like Rin 6 is better than Obosh in a Nissa deck. Is Elstorm worth cutting the companion control? Yeah, like the thing about Jegantha and Kihira, it's like if you have something else you want to play, it's like not that big a deal to cut them. But if you were gonna play them anyways, it's fine. Okay, they started playing costs. Oh, I think they just clicked their Triome. They just clicked their Triome and could be good to get a land here and then just go Arcanist Spellskite. Then I don't really have anything else. I think I'm gonna do it though. We do have like, you know, 3 more spells in the yard for these Arcanists. We have a lot of good top decks. Be looking at the spoilers? Yeah, sure, when they come out. I think we got all of them today. Really, you go land there? I talked about why I went land here, but it feels totally fine to me. Somewhat close decision point. Don't go land here, they get to keep their Teferi around, which like wrecks my Arcanists. Oh, my Arcanists are getting wrecked anyways. Damn. Yeah, I have to trade an Arcanist for Teferi here. I think I'm like really used to Demi-Lich, where you don't target, but for Arcanist you just say no to the cast and it doesn't get exiled. But if you target something with Demi-Lich, it always gets exiled. Safekeeping gives indestructible. I can't cast Safekeeping because it's a fairy. Yeah, I'm happy they didn't plus. So we get in for 6. Let's go. Just go ahead and gain 4 now. With Spellskite, if you redirect off Rotpriest, let the abilities off, redirect to Spellskite, Rotpriest gets 2 counters. Yes, that's a main reason why they're in the deck. But also the protection's really nice. I totally thought that... I don't know why I'm also thinking that Safekeeping gains me live. Of course, it gives +2/+2. This is still fine. Like, the gaining the 4 life is really nice with the Spellskite in play. But I did totally think it also gave +2/+2 for some reason. For, like, you know, no reason, I guess. But, like, Gorgoth's Waste over Pin Modern. It's not. It's, like, the box toppers are not straight to Modern. So they've changed the rocks on top, which is interesting, but they're probably going to shuffle it away. So I can go Traverse for Channeler. Let's see. Yeah, let's go Traverse for Channeler. Attack with both Arcanists, and then we can... No, we can't. Sorry, just one. Just get another Channeler. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking that the Safekeeping was a combination Blossoming Defense and gain 2 life. Long listed ends. Yeah, I didn't see that card. You have lethal with 2 Sky, 2 Priest, and Growth. I don't have enough life. Did I have enough life to pay? Maybe I did. So we go Traverse for second Priest, or Rotpriest, play second Spellskite, attack, Growth, 4, and then we have to pay 12. Yeah, you're right. We did have lethal. Did miss that. Not the One Ring card. What not the One Ring card you're most excited for? What not the One Ring card? Probably the One Ring itself right now still. But from today, I like Samwise a lot. So if I draw a Pump Spell, I can ping pong this turn. You didn't warn us Lords and Commander set mostly? What did you expect? Welcome to Magic. Oh, sorry, I've already used my Traverse, damn it. I don't know, it's just really tripping. I can attack still this turn. Yeah, literally every set is a commander set. But also, like, Wizards for, like, the longest time has been like, it's not Modern Horizons 3. It's not Modern Horizons 3. And wow, it wasn't. There's gonna be modern cards. But it is every set is a commander set. Land for Jegantha would be not too bad. Maybe not the best either. Nice that we have the 04s to block the 3/3 when it flips. But okay, I will also say this. People called Modern Horizons 2 an EDH set, you know what I mean? But there were like so many people were like, it's EDH Horizons. It's just like yes, every single set is designed with Commander in mind. But there's also cards for your formats too. I'll get in. Yeah, I just had a flashback of like all the people calling MH2 a commander set. maybe the first time. It was pretty rampant at the time. It's a 4-color air god, not a modern card, cool commander. Would be interesting if it was Pioneer legal in a Fires deck potentially, but I don't think that in a modern deck it's gonna make the cut. Card is cool, flavor's cool. I got my opponent down to 4. I've got 0-4s to check their 3-3s. Seems like their last card is just a land or like a Stubborn Denial. No, they would have Stubborn Denial the growth. This is still a 3-3. I guess we double block, so if they remove one Spellskite, they still don't get their counter. What do you think about Galadriel? Oh, this is damage to anything. I thought this was just damage to players. I didn't realize. I guess I just haven't blocked this very often. That's way worse for me. Yeah, I can't remember what Galadriel does. Oh, we're passing back. That's an Orcus Bowmasters. Orcus Bowmasters is a 4-mana uncommon, right? That like amasses 1. I'm surprised that there's been so many comments about that one. I may be misremembering what it does, or which one that one was. 2 mana. Oh, it's the 2 mana. Whenever your opponent draws a second card, you get to amass 1. I mean, just like Fairy Mastermind, like that effect in Modern is just like not very good. It could be a good Legacy card, but it's just not a very good Modern effect. Oh boy. Well, I don't know how many outs we have. We can put our opponent to 1. Oh, wait. So we go... Do we win? We have Xaxes. Let's go. Wow. We go Ground Rift here, Ground Rift there, those 2. Hit my opponent for 1, Grapeshot for 3. Xaxes. Let's go. Yeah, can someone link the Entwood card? I haven't seen that one yet. Yeah, I'll do a longer spoiler video when it comes out. Right now, it seems like the set is like really different from when I saw it. All right, game 3. Ping, ping, ping. Okay, so this is not the What is the long list at the ends? Okay. 1-mana saga. Note a creature type that hasn't been noted for long list of ends. When you cast your next creature spell of that type, it is with additional counter. And it triggers 6 times. That's so funny. Beautiful card. I don't remember it. I feel like I would have remembered that one. Sack any number of lands, reveal the top X cards of your library, X the number of lands sacked this way. Choose the number of artifacts or land cards revealed this way. Put all non-land cards chosen this way on the battlefield. Put all land cards chosen this way on the battlefield tapped. The rest of the bottom random order. I remember this one. This one is very cool. I think it used to cost 6 mana. And we're like, we could probably be 5. No lander, no lander. That's bad. This was a card that I thought was very interesting and very, very difficult to evaluate. But also, like, it being a 5 or, you know, at the time, 6 mana sorcery, relatively safe. Sack any number of lands, reveal the top X cards of your library, X number of lands sacked. Choose any number of artifact or land cards onto the battlefield. With no mana value restriction, too, so... Definitely if you build your deck around it, can you... translating this into winning the game while having a deck full of like lots of high mana value artifacts is interesting. We'll try it, I think. Yeah, escape ship vibes for sure. Okay, if we find a Rotpriest, we can maybe win next turn. Yeah, I agree that Boromir seems really, really good for humans. Like Boromir is like people have been like dying for like a Lavinia that actually stops the Evoke incarnations. Sounds worse than Glimpse. Yeah, likely worse than Glimpse, although has, different deck building restrictions. Come on, Rotpriest. We may be like still a little short. Okay, I'm gonna go green-red. Probably dead. Lavinia does stop incarnations. Everybody thinks it does, it doesn't. It only does at your FNM. It is like so weird how everybody thinks that it does. Regular Lavinia does evoke. It doesn't. This has been like we've uncovered a conspiracy or uncovered a fact that people don't know how Lavinia works lately. So can someone exclamation point card Lavinia in the chat, or I can pull it up. I'm like I'm so like sure the Mandela effect is real, because we had this conversation last week. We had this conversation last week. Like, if I'm wrong, the Mandela effect is real for sure. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with each mana value. Creates them with lands of control. Opponent casts a spell with no mana spent. Bruh. No, I swear this was non-creature spell last week. The bottom line. Does nobody remember the conversation we had? It was nobody here for that conversation. We talked about it so long last week. Does anybody remember? Was I just wrong then too? It does stop evoke, but no, but like it's been like that the whole time. I just swear it. I don't know. Guys, I'm getting freaking Mandela'd right now. You said it did work though, and someone said it didn't. Okay, I just ignored chat the whole time. Man, damn. I could have swore though. My brain is just. No, it always stops it. It's so weird. Like, yeah, I was wrong. I don't know what else to say. I guess the argument is I was just wrong. There's not an argument. I just like. It's just embarrassing because we've had this conversation several times recently. I still have it backwards. I'm not gonna play the Bauble here. Organized Bowmester seems quite good. It's just like, but that line of text though, the whole like second card a turn, it's not very relevant in Modern. So they find a portable hole, which is not ideal. We can Spellskite it. Deck for 1. We draw a land, we win next turn. It does feel like it's correct to. Wait, I do have a mountain. I guess they must have okay, I feel better about the mistake earlier. This is like an hour later. But like I went to Traverse for my mountain and there was no mountain over there. It must have been exiled somewhere. I don't know exactly what went wrong, but I'm like, I thought for sure I had a mountain, and then there was no mountain to be searched. I don't know where it went, but at least that was there. Yeah, I didn't realize they had Ragavanned it. Okay. Spellskite really blows me out here. Is this turn 3 lethal? Well, the portable hole is going to stop the turn 3 lethal here. I know, I just liquefied old brain. It's okay, it's fine. Not anything new. Opponent's got no cards in their hand. They do have the Lantern. We can even pay now for Sentinel, Grapeshot their board. Hopefully they select the Lantern for a card so I can use my Breach this game. Good to see they're drawing a land, which makes it, I feel like it's pretty likely that they'll just cash in their Lantern for a card. Got Jegantha. They do cash in for a card. Their hand is Citadel Mystery card. Stoneforge Mystic, pretty good mystery card. We can go Breach Grapeshot if they get Cauldra. Instead they get Nettlecyst, which is both large and in charge. Could fetch Shock to put Spellskite in my hand. I think I'd rather try to set up for like Breach Channeler next turn. Dat, thank you Twitch Prime. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you. Yeah, I need 13 lands. I'll get a chump block with the Spellskite here if they top decked Cauldra? You're kidding! Fuck. I'm still gonna chomp. Extra card in the yard's pretty relevant. A very good draw here. Very good draw here. Actually, good chance we win right now. Okay, so can I go Rotpriest, Ground Rift? I can. Is that one short though? So go Rotpriest 3, or they're at 1 storm. I think that's exactly right because Rotpriest Storm count 3, ground to 4, then 5, then yeah, so looks like Xaxes. Classic complain into. Oh, I could have also bobbled first, but don't need to. Yeah, they're at Xaxes. Yeah, I mean, Dreadhorde Arcanist, Abundant Harvest, those two cards have a lot of synergy. Like, expanding beyond that shell is kind of tough, but I agree. Could be a little bit more room for exploration than what we currently have. So nice to win game 1 against mono-white Affinity when we have so many good sideboard cards. I think I may actually cut the breaches. I feel like they're going to have like a lot of breach hate post-board. Or maybe I cut the... maybe I'll keep it in 1 breach and go down in Channelers. I feel like they're just going to have so much graveyard hate. Well, Channelers are good with the Ancient Grudges. I mean, they still have the Arcanist. They get graveyard hated. Let's try this, though. Yeah, we would have had 2 extra poison if we had the Bauble, but I don't. I just counted lethal, so I stopped worrying about it. Yeah, I have for like a long time really liked, you know, these 2 cards together. I just don't really know that there's another like great shell for it, you know what I mean? Could be something to work on. Could be something to work on. Alright, they find a portable hole, which is a good card to know about. Let's just play a Spellskite here. I want to trade that for the portable hole, not the Arcanist. Any Gruul aggro deck? Well, so I've played Arcanist. You can play it in Prowess. You can play Dreadhorde Arcanist, Abundant Harvest in Prowess, which is probably not as good as Splashing Blue. That being said, it does kind of solve, like, if Arcanist is... Let's see. So you have Abundant Harvest and Lightning Bolt and Mutagenic Growth to flashback, and then if you flashback Mutagenic Growth, or Mutagenic Growth Arcanist, you can play Light Up the Stage. I feel like we've done that. I feel like we've done that a couple times. I don't know if we've done it with also Underworld Breach tech, but that's maybe the direction to go in. Okay, they get a Plains, tech with both. Let's see what we draw. Okay, so let's go Harvest, pay. Unless we draw a Mountain, we could also cast Natural State. So land. Did not get unlucky enough to draw the Mountain. I think I just Natural State the Restoration. Definitely get to play like a much slower, grindy control game post-board with this build. In matchups like specifically like this and Hammer and Scales. I like that we can Natural State the portable hole to play around another portable hole. We get a Cauldron. Let's go. We're gonna have to Grapeshot this turn. Probably have to let them draw 2 cards. I really don't want to let them draw 2 cards. Don't really see a choice though. So I want to cast Traverse, Natural State into Grapeshot. Grapeshot for 4. Kill the Stoneforge and both Sentinels. Yeah, so we have to let them draw 2. On Ancient Grudge. I don't think that changes anything. At least not for this turn. Get a little bit better at clicking through these Grapeshots, huh? So they have Portable Hole, Cauldron, 4 mystery cards. Oh, sorry, they used the Portable Hole, so just Cauldron, 4 mystery cards. But they have another one. We didn't know about the both Portable Holes, did we? I think, yeah, I don't think so. Lion Sash, huh? Yeah, so let's go ahead and play Arcanist, then Ancient Grudge the Sash, I think. I can't let them clean up my graveyard when I'm like pretty in on this Arcanist here. So they exile the Natural State. They have Cauldron 2 mystery cards. If they have another land in their hand, they're going to get to Cauldron me next turn. Can maybe survive by like Spellskite blocking, but I need to be very mindful of that. I can also kill a Treasure Vault to keep them off of it, although they can... If they have nothing, they can just sack Treasure Vault, I guess. Very interesting spot. I think that I'm just going to harvest for spell here. Upkeep Convulse works. Yeah, I mean, if they don't sack end of turn, though. I don't know how much we can bank on that. We may just need to blow up the portable hole to have an extra blocker. Also get to grow the Ingenious Smith this way. I mean, I could kill the Treasure Vault to try to keep them off of land. I just kind of feel like they have the land. Got some top decks though. So we have to go chump chump. Maybe we don't have top decks. I don't even think a breach does it. Any Lord of the Rings spoilers jump out. Everything seems mad. I mean, nothing is like insane, but it's also not designed to be insane. The new Sam was probably the most exciting card from today. There's a few like more fringe cards too. Dispatch, target the Spellskite, kill me. Okay, game 3. On the play. Let me check Mythic spoiler. Let me try to, like, you know, summarize the cards I think were the most exciting. 4-lander. Give the Bauble script. I'm gonna keep a little. Don't love it though. Oh, some cards we didn't see. Spell can't be countered. Draw cards greatest to equals the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Then put a number of creature cards from your hand on the battlefield. Like always, like that one. Okay, Mutagenic Growth on top. Let's go ahead and shuffle that one away. I think. Yeah, I didn't see Storm of Saruman, 6 mana, ward 3. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it, except the copy isn't legendary if it's legendary. You may choose new targets for it. Yeah, so the cards that really stood out to me today, I like Pippin a lot. I think Mary's interesting, probably not going to be amazing. I think Hugh the Inwood is interesting. I think Samwise is going to be very good. The One Ring, I think, this is going to be a big Modern staple. Obviously, that wasn't from today. Or maybe I somehow missed, like, right, that was today. Boromir's gonna be good for humans, I think. The white Aether Gust, the cantrips, the white remand. The best card previewed is the One Ring. The One Ring is going to be a big Modern card. White remand is gonna be like fine. Trying to check if there's anything else I missed. Not really. Still early in the spoiler season too. The legendary Manador would be fantastic. I do like that it has 2 toughness. I don't know how good it's going to be. Yeah, the legendary land cycle is cool. I think that they're going to see play. How much play is like something I'm a little bit less sure on. What's a Boromir? I think Boromir is really good. I'd be surprised if Boromir didn't see much play. They tutor up Lion Sash. They could have Cauldron in their hand, which is of course always the problem. So I feel like I need to go Grudge this turn. And I'm gonna just Grapeshot here. Need to flashback Grudge, I think, because of the sash of the hand. Yeah, the new cards are not Pioneer legal. Modern legal, Legacy legal, EDH legal, not Pioneer, not Standard. Yeah, I don't think it was a huge day for... I mean, it was a big day, but like maybe 5 cards that are kind of interesting. Nothing that's super big. Although I you know, obviously like Sam fitting so well in my pet food deck. I'm very excited for Sam. I think Sam's really good. I think the food decks are good, although like I haven't wanted to be white in any food shell so far, and I played a lot of them. I guess with Recommission is a reason. But I think it's actually a really big deal. Like this card is like, it's like the blue-green legend. The blue-green 1-drop, whenever a creature enters the battlefield, investigate. It's like that, except you make a food instead of a clue. But the fact that this is also like such a good payoff for foods and a food enabler, it's like Asmo. Like basically other cards are like payoffs or enablers. Asmo is both to some extent. Sam is also both, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I think we're taking an L here. Yeah, Sam seems interesting in like Abzan food. I agree. Seems very good with the Cauldron Familiar. It's also like Sam also plays really well with Asmo, getting Asmo and Saga back. Like you just don't have to jump through almost any hoops besides having white mana in your food deck for Sam to be good. And I've also been saying this for a long time. Food decks are really underplayed. They're very powerful. Thought Cavern was spoiled. I mean, Cavern's already modern legal. still modern legal. It doesn't do anything new. Alright, let's die. Oh yeah, also gets back, Food Discord has found that Sentinel will be another reason why. That's true, yeah. So like I had like a red-white food build that I was like 13-2 with or something. No, the Lord of the Rings